What if I told you that one of the world's most successful theme parks was labeled a complete failure on its opening day? Stick around, because this story proves that sometimes the best decisions appear to be disasters at first. It's October 1st, 1971, and Disney executives are sweating, not from Florida's heat, but from sheer terror. You see, they remember what happened at Disneyland's opening in 1955. Chaos, complete chaos. Over 90 million people watched on television as counterfeit tickets flooded the gates, guests climbed fences, women's high heels got stuck in wet asphalt, and the Mark Twain steamboat nearly capsized from overcrowding. So for Walt Disney World, they prepare for war. 5,000 cast members stand ready. They anticipate over 200,000 guests will storm the gates. The gates open and only 10,000 people show up. 10,000, that's it. Imagine preparing Thanksgiving dinner for 200 people and only 10 show up. The parking lot looks like a desert. Cast members are literally standing around with nothing to do. The next morning, October 2nd, Disney's stock crashes. Financial analysts are calling it a disaster. Newspaper headlines whisper the unthinkable. Walt Disney World is a failure. Some investors are demanding answers. What went wrong? But here's where the story gets interesting, because nothing went wrong. In fact, everything went exactly right. Remember those 90 million people who watched Disneyland's chaotic opening on TV? They learned something valuable. Never visit a theme park on its opening day. American families weren't staying away because they didn't want to visit. Instead, they were staying away because they couldn't afford to visit. They were being smart. They saw the mayhem. They saw the overcrowding. They saw the problems. And they made a collective decision. You'll wait a few weeks, thanks. And they were right to wait. On that quiet opening day, Disney was able to test everything smoothly. The rides ran perfectly. The restaurant served everyone. The cast members had time to learn their roles without being overwhelmed. It was like a dress rehearsal with a live audience. 6 weeks later, Interstate 4 is gridlocked. Cars are backed up for miles. Now the crowds arrive, but Disney is ready. The systems work. The cast members are trained. Everything runs like clockwork. By the end of the first year, over 10.7 million guests walked through those gates. Not a failure, a phenomenon. So the next time something in your life doesn't start with a bang, remember October 1st, 1971. Sometimes a quiet beginning isn't a failure. It's wisdom in disguise. The people who stayed away from Disney World's opening day weren't missing out. They were the smart ones. And Disney? They received the gift of a smooth start, which set them up for decades of success. What's a time when something looked like a failure but turned out perfectly? Drop your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And if you love discovering the surprising twists behind history's most fascinating moments, you're in the right place. Join the History Sparks community by hitting that subscribe button. We're uncovering the human stories that textbooks miss, one spark at a time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the following story.